All right, Jeff here. It's time for another contest entry because there's a lot of them going around. Have two planned, hopefully, for this evening, but I got this one I can knock out real quick before anybody bothers me. This is for Ron and his To the Nines. It's Ron Haggerty's vinyl Sanctuary to the Nines as he started to approach 900, but already shortly after the contest, he's already over 900 now. But anyway, it's just kind of a celebratory to the nines. He's over 900, and next month, the ninth month, is his birthday month. So he's running this through the month of September. Anyway, so 9 questions, most all based around nines. First album is based upon the year of his birth, 1977. Showing album from 77. We've got The Stranger by Billy Joel. So an interesting story I told about this, I think a long time ago when I first got it. Back when I was a kid, probably in the early 80s, I was getting into Billy Joel around Glass Houses time. And me and my best friend at the time, his father used to be one of those ones we'd go out and hit garage sales and stuff on the weekends. But we'd also swing by and dig through people's trash just to see, if they looked like something they were giving away. Throwing away. And we found things like old guitar bodies, the stock of the guitar body, and we would make them into air guitars and stuff, and I've shown pictures of our silly air band. But this album, we found it on somebody's curb, and it was in great condition, and I bought it, not this copy, but the album that I had as a kid of this album, Stranger, I found in somebody's throwaway bin. They were throwing away an album a couple years after it was out. So anyway, still love this album, was glad to find this not too long ago, actually. All right, so we got second question, a band's 9th album. I went with Government Mule by A Thread. It was kind of had to go back and really count 2 or 3 times because Government Mule is one of those bands that puts out an album and then a live album and an album and a live album and an album and 3 live albums and an album and 2 or 3 bootleg albums. And so I'm double counting to make sure this is their 9th studio album, and sure enough it was. So here we go, By the Thread by Government Mule, one of my favorite jam bands / southern bluesy rocky type bands. All right, next up, a 9-minute song. It wasn't too hard, just to turn to my buddies in Dream Theater here. I chose this album because it's one of my favorites, and I knew that there had to be one on here because for the most part, this is a double album set, and then like one whole disc is one song for the most part. But I knew that they had to have more than that. So actually, the song Misunderstood, you may be able to see it. It's on the first side, and I don't know how clear that is. But anyway, it is 9 minutes and 34 seconds. Trust me. Anyway, love this album, love this band. There you go, a 9-minute song. Then an album with 9 songs. Now, this, there's a ton of those. I just started flipping. I made it through C's in the Christian section, Crushing the Deceiver. Fairly recent, limited run vinyl. It's a new band, but it's the only time on vinyl, and it's one of those new bands that they're putting on vinyl, unlike the reissues. So you got 4 and 5, 9 songs. All right. Next up, an album from a year ending in 9. Now, in this case, I wanted to make it a little tougher on myself. First off, I'm trying for most of these contests to stick to answering with vinyl only. I could, thousands of CDs is easy to dig through, but I'd rather try to focus on making it a little tougher on myself. Let's stick with vinyl. Second, I'm thinking 19, 09, 99, 89. That's going to be the bulk of my collection. I'm going to have so many things. It'd be so easy. Let's make it hard. Let's go back to 79. Because I know that I have some 70s stuff, but not necessarily a ton of 70s stuff. Could have made it harder and said 69. I probably don't have any albums from 69. I should look. But I knew that, I just went back as far as 79, and so this came to mind, and sure enough, this is the very first Adam and the Ants album, Dirk Wears White Socks, came out in 1979. I also stuck with this because it will reappear in a moment. All right, next question is an album that was released in September, the 9th month. This could have been really tough, but I went ahead and just looked back at things that came out last September. We got Alice Cooper's Breadcrumbs EP. This was released around the middle of last September 2019. So we got a 9 in there too. See that? This could count for twice. September 2019, Alice Cooper. All right, and then up there next, an album from the 90s. Again, probably pretty easy, but I went with something a little more obscure. The Awful Truth. It actually came out in 1990. Awful Truth is just a one-off band. Two of the guys in this band went on to be a part of the core of Galactic Cowboys, one of my favorite bands, and this has a very Galactic Cowboys sound. The bass and drummer, the bass player and the drummer went on, so a lot of the backing vocals, the music, the style, a lot of that crosses over. Just a, different singer and a different energy there, but love this album. Was glad to find a copy in really good condition. And then we need an album with 9 in the title, or a song, or the band name. So we go back to our 1979 Adam and the Ants, Dirk Wears White Socks, and the song 9 Planned Failed. Whoops, over there. So there we go, 9. Yeah. And then the 9th and final question is basically not showing anything, but it's to give positive vibes about the VC. It's funny because just today I saw one of our other fellow VC members that I not only respect but love watching her material. She put out a video today that was kind of chastising or speaking out against people who were haters, I guess. And I don't know exactly the reason. I don't have the inside information, but she was speaking out against people who have been hating on her channel and leaving comments. And I can only imagine what some of the issues are. It had to do with jealousy. And I heard way back right before I got into VC, I heard some people speaking out against a lot of the negative stuff in the VC. I mean, to the point where I almost didn't want to get on board with the VC. I was hearing stories of people who were just talking about I didn't use the word evil, but just the evil nature of people, and the backbiting, the arguing, the fighting. And honestly, it kind of made me a little leery to jump on board. Now, I had only been, when I first started watching things back then, my first introduction to anything VC related, and this was before I started collecting records again, was I watched Scott Waters. I mean, I was a fan of Scott Waters' band. I'm a fan of all the Christian releases and the things he's been involved in, the website he's got, No Life Till Metal, all that. So he was one of the first people I discovered and had watched him for a long time. He, in turn, mentioned other people, one of which was Ron Haggerty. Right here I am. Ron was probably the second person that I started absorbing videos from, and this would have been early 2018, late 2017, probably early 2018, maybe it was 2017. I started buying vinyl again around 2017, so maybe I was just getting back into it, so I started watching people's videos. But I remember interacting with Ron a bunch at that point. I started watching Bobby Z. I started watching just random people that I was running into. I didn't know who any of these people were. So then I made the leap, and actually I think I'm going to launch a contest myself. I made the leap and made my very first video August 22nd, 2018, 2 years ago in 4 days. So, and you know what? My very first video I ever made, go back, look on my channel, the very first vinyl related video I made was a contest entry for Ron Haggerty. He made an entry. I said, I've got that. I have enough albums to answer that. And I made a contest entry video. That was my very first VC video. Then I made an intro video. Then I went from there. August 22nd, 2018, my first video. I'm coming up on 2 years. It would be a big push to go to 900, but I am thinking of some kind of a contest. But I jumped on board. I started making videos. I got to go with the fingers here. And I have not had all those fears I had, all of those nasty things I heard of people, backbiting, arguing, fighting, I have not experienced any of that. It has been in my opinion, a total positive situation. There's been no arguments. Maybe I don't say anything controversial enough. Maybe people aren't listening to me. Maybe I haven't said anything that's made anybody care enough to respond. It shocked me a little when I saw the video today posted about the jealousy and the hatred and stuff, because I haven't seen it personally. Again, maybe I'm not of the caliber to where I've garnered that kind of attention. But everybody that I interact with, everybody are great people. I would love, including the person that posted the video today, would just love to go to their house, give them a big hug, and sit down and listen to records. I feel like even people that I don't have a lot of musical in common with, the musical stuff, because there's a lot of people that do a lot of different stuff. And yeah, sure, I'm always more of a metalhead, more of a hard rocker, and then you get into the Christian stuff, and there's only a few of us that really are into that. So, but everybody that I interact with, everybody that interacts with me, I get nothing but positive vibes. I do this for the positive vibes. It allows me to talk about something I love, because nobody around here that I know wants to hear me talk about this stuff. Wife's sick of it, I'm sure. Nobody understands me. Nobody understands my music, my musical tastes, my musical loves, my musical obsession. For 40 years of my life, it's been music, and it's a different type of person. So I don't have a lot of people that I can connect with on that level that I personally interact with face to face. I have nobody to talk about with it. So online and things like this give me the ability to speak out, to just, who cares if anybody's listening? I'm just speaking. I'm speaking what I love, and I'm putting it out there. If somebody likes it, if somebody enjoys it, fine. I do occasionally get the thumbs down, and I totally am clueless as to what did I say that would make you give a thumbs down on my video, because it's just, what is it you don't like? I'm just talking about the music that I like. I'm not saying you better like what I like, or I'm not saying anything to challenge people. So I don't understand the thumbs down option when it comes to the VC. If you got a negative thing to say, or there's a problem that you don't like with my video, say it. Otherwise, I'm not going to know what you don't like. Thumbs down and run away is not really in any way helpful. It's just a drive-by shooting to me. You're driving by and giving a thumbs down. You're not telling me what is it you don't like. So I would have to say, nobody's told me anything they don't like. Nobody said anything. Maybe it's just they don't like my opinion. I would have to say my 2 years in the VC has been nothing but bliss. I've met some of the loveliest people. I've met people that, like I say, I would love to just go hang out with them. We could talk. I'd love to go see their collection. I'd love to go listen to their records. I mean, the diversity, like I say, I don't know. I don't feel anything but positive. So that, in my opinion, in what I've experienced, now you watch, everybody's gonna start writing hate notes to me on this video, just so I can feel it and taste it. But to me, the whole VC has been a positive experience, and there have been people that I now communicate with. They're just back and forth. I hear of people who, I get on the phone and talk to so and so. I haven't had that kind of connection really that much. There are some people that you may talk to online more, but overall, it's been a positive experience. I've learned a lot. I've been introduced to bands that I probably never would have given the time of day to, but somebody has said something about how they love this band, and I'm thinking, oh, I should check them out. And so it has led to spending more money and liking more bands. And then you got that completist attitude where you're like, well, now that I like this band, I better go buy everything they've got. It can be dangerous. But so that dangerous part of the VC. But for the most part, it's been nothing but positive. I don't recall. I don't have any negative feelings about the VC. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. That's all for now. This went a lot longer than I wanted. Thanks for watching. Here's my entry run. Let me win. I'll see you later. Bye.